This is Murray Bullier with Boosted Profits, and I wanted to shoot this quick video to show people how to leverage using groups in LinkedIn. So I'm going to go fast here, so if you have any questions, take notes, watch it again, and get back to me if you need additional help. All right? So here's the home page on LinkedIn. Click on this here. You got a search bar here. So let's say I want to search hotel groups. Hotel, or let's just say marketing groups, right? So I type the word group, all right, and then I'm going to hit search. Notice when I do this that now I get these options that just pop up. This is not intuitive, so that's why I want to show it to you. So now I can click on this, and these are all the marketing group. Any group that has the word marketing, and it tells you how many members are in the group, all right? So I want to caution you not necessarily to go strictly by the number of members. And there's some nuances with approaching the groups, and I'll explain that in a minute. But so let's just show you what the key way to leverage a group. Let's pick a smaller one here. How about the business owner marketing group? All right, 49,000. That's still a pretty big group. So I click on that, and this will tell me information about the group. All right, the business owner marketing group asked to join. So the number one thing you should do when you want to try to approach a group to leverage it for any reason is to join the group. I mean, if you're not a member, you're not going to get. That's you gotta join the group. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to identify who the owners are, and it tells you right here. These are the key people that you need to be thinking about when you're going to leverage the group. And in my case, I have connections that are already in the group as well. But the real key is who are the admins, the owners, and the managers of the group, okay? Then you want to read about this group. It says that business owner marketing group is about helping you create more customers and make you more money. How? Through better marketing, blah, blah, blah. He has a book he's trying to sell and so forth, all right? So these guys may be open. Sometimes it'll say here, don't try to spam the group or whatever like that. These guys may be open to being approached to market to their group, all right? So what you want to do is you've got to reach out and connect with them with a personalized message and then begin the conversation. Now, that's the mechanics of how to do it, because what you want to do is you want to approach these guys and you want to somehow get in front of the 44,000 people in the group through them. These people can message everybody in the group, okay? So it's important to get them to, these are the guys you want to work with. Now, here's the caveats. Up until 5 years ago, in the 2010, 11, 12, uh, there was some loopholes in LinkedIn groups, and everybody it was trained and the approach people had was to create your own group and use groups to leverage marketing on LinkedIn, and it was the number one tactic, and everyone was being encouraged to make their own groups and grow groups, and you could therefore it was like a captive audience, and there was a lot of interaction with groups, and then over time, unscrupulous marketers found ways to leverage that and get into the groups um, and that combined with LinkedIn has over time changed some of the rules and some of the logic so that groups no longer have the clout and the importance that they used to. I'm hoping to see that change because I really like groups. But right now, you don't see too much conversation in the group like you used to. The whole intent of this was to stimulate networking and so forth. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with the groups, that they're no longer as powerful. However, still, if you talk to these, if you get in touch with these guys, then you do have access to the whole group. Now, here's the biggest caveat. These guys are always being hit up. Every I'm not the only one who knows the strategy. I mean, there are hundreds of marketers who know the same thing I'm telling you. So these guys are probably constant because they're in a marketing group, especially. They're constantly being barraged by people saying, "Hey, I want to sell something to your group, and I'll give you a cut." They come right out, and what you have to do is you have to do some research on the owners of the group, identify the pain points of this group, and come at them by adding massive value before you even try to do some kind of selling, okay? So you've got to find a solution that may help, everybody in this group, or maybe offer your book, or offer a webinar this something that you don't try to sell anybody, but just pure training, and then offer anybody on the webinar to get, some kind of lead magnet, which you'll get the email for, or something like that. But you don't want to try to, because these guys are constantly barraged, and I can tell you from experience that most people are going to turn you off right away, particularly professional groups like lawyers and accountants groups. I wouldn't even bother to approach an accountant group because they don't even want to hear from anybody like that. So you just expect that you're not going to get, if you get 10% of the people, of the owners of groups that you approach to respond, then you've done pretty well, because you're not going to get a real high number. And you've got to lead with value. You've got to understand a relationship. You've got to understand the market. You've got to, do some background. You just can't walk in and expect to start selling stuff. But if you do get a relationship, so just to give you an idea, last year I was working with a guy who had he was a trainer in the hairdressing industry, believe it or not, which is something unusual for me since I have no hair. And I was trying to connect him with salon groups, okay, and beauty groups and spa groups and all that. And I must have approached like 30, 40 different groups, and only one guy responded back to me. And I led with my client is interested in training, and providing some high-end training free to your, we'd like to provide some value to your group. And the guy who responded had a group with 42,000 in his group, and he said, I've been on LinkedIn for 30 years, and you're the first guy who, well, whatever, X amount of years, and you're the first guy who's ever offered value to my group, meaning everybody's trying to sell this group stuff. So uh, you've got to lead with value. You just can't, you got to do your homework. But if you can get in with these guys, and if you can establish a relationship with them, then most of these guys are going to be into monetizing their group. But at the same time, they don't want to just keep pushing junk onto all the people in their group, because they're going to turn everybody off. So just keep the perspective of the group owner in mind when you approach them. All right. So I hope that helps. I hope if you got any questions, you know how to find the groups. You can search as many groups as you want. There used to be a limit on how many groups you could join, so you had to be judicious. But I don't know if that's still in place. I think it's like 50. So you can't join every group under the sun. You should focus on a particular niche and become an expert at that niche and approach the owners of that niche accordingly. But you know how to do it now. All right. So good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.